Preseason openers get dismissed pretty often as meaningless exhibition football, but for a real chunk of this Commanders roster, tomorrow night against Miami isn't meaningless at all. It's the first live, real game evidence in an entire calendar year for players fighting for actual roster spots, starting jobs, and long-term futures in this organization. Let's break down exactly who deserves your attention and why. Start at quarterback, where rookie Jalen Cameron out of Rutgers is a late-round pick this organization hopes can develop into a legitimate long-term backup. He's had a mixed camp, including some interceptions, but the bar he needs to clear isn't particularly high given how rough Sam Hartman's own preseason tenure has looked in this building. At running back, two rookies deserve real attention. Cron Allen, nicknamed Fat Man, brings genuinely excellent vision and short yardage. Goal line power that made him one of the more underrated backs in this entire draft class, and undrafted free agent Robert Henry Jr., a genuine diamond in the rough type who profiles as a real practice squad candidate if he shows well. The receiver room carries real stakes across multiple layers. The slot receiver competition between Luke McCaffrey, currently the presumptive starter, and rookie Antonio Williams out of Clemson is genuinely live. Williams has been showing out in camp and isn't ceding that job without a real fight. Behind them, Tariq Burks, Jalen Lane, and Van Jefferson are all fighting for depth spots. Burks has flashed real size and physicality throughout camp, including in the joint practice against Miami. Lane brings genuine speed but needs to fix drop issues that plagued both his camp and his rookie season. And Van Jefferson, a veteran many expect to make this roster despite modest recent production, has reportedly earned real praise from the coaching staff. A strong preseason could lock that spot in. At tight end, Colson Yankoff has been the story of camp, reportedly making a highlight-caliber catch nearly every single day and brings real special teams value on top of it. Ben Sinnott gets a genuine opportunity to prove himself with John Bates sidelined by injury, a real chance to show what he can provide for this offense. The offensive line carries arguably the highest stakes of any position group heading into this game. Rookie center Matt Goldman gets a real opportunity with Tyler Biadasz sidelined. Even though Julian Good-Jones remains the presumptive starter, Goldman profiles as a smart, tough developmental piece this organization hopes can become a long-term answer. But the two names that matter most are at tackle. Brandon Coleman is genuinely being evaluated in real time. This organization is actively weighing whether to stick with him at left tackle following Laramie Tunsil's likely season-ending torn triceps injury, or pursue an outside veteran option like Taylor Decker. A strong performance likely locks Coleman in for the season. A poor one keeps that door open. And second-year right tackle Josh Connerly Jr. needs a genuine bounce-back moment. After playing well down the stretch last season, he reportedly struggled in joint practice specifically against Miami's Chop Robinson, and with Tunsil likely out for the year, this offensive line is counting heavily on Connerly delivering the breakout season many expected from him. On defense, third-year defensive tackle Jonah Newton looks poised for a real rotational pass-rushing role after flashing disruptive ability last season, reportedly putting in serious work to carve out a bigger part of this line rotation. On the edge, Joshua Josephs is worth watching as the presumptive backup Sam linebacker in Dante Jones's new 4-3 underscheme. With real path to a future starting role given that current starter Von Bell is only on a one-year deal, Josephs has reportedly shown explosive first-step ability early in camp. And of course, first-round pick Jordan Sonny Styles, draws obvious attention as fans get their first live look at how he moves in a real game setting, even if a more creative usage package likely waits for the regular season. At safety, a genuine competition is playing out between Jeremy Reeves, who currently holds the presumptive starting free safety role with first-team reps, and veteran Quan Martin, a former high draft pick and multi-year starter in the Dan Quinn era who remains very much in the mix. That battle deserves real attention as the game unfolds. At cornerback, Amik Robertson and Mike Sainristil both warrant close tracking. Sainristil has had a genuinely strong camp with forced fumbles, pass breakups, and interceptions, while Robertson has been quieter, but brings real competitive fire that a live preseason setting could unlock. Behind the starting trio of Trey Amos, Sainristil, and Robertson, veterans Rasul Douglas, Antonio Hamilton Sr., and Fabian Moreau are all fighting for real depth positioning. Douglas, in particular, a genuinely solid player for Miami just last season, has real extra motivation facing his former team. And finally, the kicker competition between Jake Moody and Drew Stevens deserves genuine attention because it's currently one of the most fluid battles on this entire roster. Stevens has been the steadier performer through camp and currently holds the edge, while Moody has struggled with consistency, especially over the past week and a half. But live preseason kicks tend to carry real extra weight in these evaluations. If Moody goes clean tomorrow while Stevens misses, that alone could genuinely shift the competition. So heading into Friday night, this isn't simply an exhibition game to pass the time before real football starts. It's a genuine live proving ground across nearly a dozen real position battles, some determining roster spots, others determining starting jobs for the entire season. Every one of these storylines gets real answers, or at least real additional evidence, once the lights actually come on. Let me know down in the comments which of these battles you're most locked in on heading into tomorrow: the offensive tackle situation, the kicker competition, or the slot receiver fight. Drop your predictions and make sure you're subscribed for our full preseason opener watch party coverage. Hail to the Commanders!